In this video I will show you all pros and cons of electric bicycles in winter. Let's see how the battery behaves in severe frost, and if there are short circuits when it's wet and slushy thaw. And with the first snow, I immediately went to test my electric bicycle outside the city. Though the snow was deep enough, due to the motor the bike didn't slip and accelerated easily. My first impressions, that's just a bomb. That was cool. Let's compare its patency with a regular bike. It's very hard to ride and the wheels fall through the snow. This is happening because just pedaling isn't enough for the good torque. Using the motor, the torque is smooth and powerful without any jerks. The bike cuts the snow boldly and rides without skidding. That's vigorously, so energetic. I turned on the motor and helped just a little with pedaling, only at the start, and it goes smoothly, doesn't slip at all, everything is exactly as it should be. After an hour of riding, my bike was covered with snow. As you can see, I was trying hard. There is a little bit of snow here on the battery, and it even got on the protection board. The snow melts and wets everything, but everything works. You could never know, but the snow turns into distilled water, which is absolutely harmless for electricity and oxidation. Well, this time it's thin, so be careful there. Around the shore is the thinnest. Is it alright for going? Is it okay? A lot of slush.
Ого!
This torque is just crazy. That is cool. Stop, it is thin there. Everything was going well until when we drove about 50 kilometers from home and the gears iced up. Look, that's impossible to switch speed now. The chain slips down, we can solve it with switching speed, but sometimes it happens that it even doesn't help. After 15 minutes of driving my gear shift, I stopped and refused to work. But the front switches are working good almost all day. Yeah, working. When cables freeze, the speed cannot be changed. The cable sometimes even popped out. I specifically set the second speed mode, so that when the ice melt, I would realize that the speed has been switched. The electric kit itself was working fine all the time. I continued driving with motor only. And when I drove along an abundantly sprinkled with sand and salt track, speed switchers and gears melted and there appeared a characteristic sand cracking sound. Nothing more went out of order during this trip. And the batteries lasted not worse than in summer. So, the first advantage is, the electric bicycles in winter provide easy going. I think many bike riders know how much effort it takes to drive through the deep snow. You can drive easily through any snow with a motor. The second plus is its passableness. Due to the smooth torque of the motor, no slips. And there came out the first minus of riding an electric bike in winter. It's cold, because the speed is high. But if the weather is frosty, you just need to throw off the power of the motor and pedal more. Respectively, you will immediately warm up. There in winter, the roads are sprinkled with sand, and your chain can become rusty, because the sand is apparently with some special salt. By the way, the brakes rusted a little too. I was using the bike almost every day that winter. And if the weather is frosty, the sand and salt doesn't get on mechanism. And they feel great. But if it is wet and splashes of water along with sand, they will destroy the bike. I drove about 200 kilometers and I completely erased the pads. Right when traveling, I had to constantly fix the brakes. The brakes are dead again, I push the brake handle and hear some kind of cracks and of course no braking. Only the front brake worked. The ratchet went out of order too. Worked. It refused to work immediately. The ratchet works, but from time to time. This is forward and... yeah, no difference forward or backwards. It's all the same. Now I'll tell you, I never rode an electric bike in my life and I think it's going to be useful for me right now. Imagine your chain is broken and there is a motor. As a result, you don't have to walk. By the way, one detail in the electric kit didn't stand such tortures. That's a sensor from the pedal assist. And there comes a powerful flow of water and dirt right from the wheel. And is literally being washed with sand and salt. I don't know what is damaged exactly, but the motor began to assist in a jerky way. I have plenty of people ask me, how can I even ride a bike in winter? It is terribly slippery and dangerous, but I explain you. Yes, it is slippery, but over time you get used to it and you already understand when you can accelerate and where it is better to drive carefully. By the way, it is much more safer to fall from bike in winter than in summer, and your winter clothes may protect you. Yeah, I would like this one for myself. Going to town, at work, pow pow! The main thing for the city is that it's light. And you can still ride it, even if the battery dies. If you want it to be more powerful, next time we will remake it up to 48 volts. But if you want more, we will order a more powerful motor, maybe 1 kilovolt or something. The electric kit on the bike turned out to be very reliable. We had many things broken here, but the engine is intact, the controller is okay, and the only thing had a little troubles was the pedal assist. That kit has almost nothing to be damaged, even if it's wet or frosty. See in the previous videos how we assembled this bike. But if it's too expensive for you, you can watch the video how we made a real electric bike using an ordinary angle grinder. Subscribe and share this video with your friends, cause your attention is the best motivation for us to shoot cool videos.